Leah, and my group will be presenting an OOP project, which is a pet shop information recording simulator. First of all, what is an OOP? OOP stands for Object Oriented Programming. What is this, if you will ask? This means that we are using real life objects to represent our system design or the program itself. First, moving forward to our code here, you can see three types of import, which is a buffered reader, which we uses rather to read the characters input streams of the text. IO exception, which is a base class for exceptions thrown while accessing the information using the streams. Input stream reader, it reads and decodes the bytes into characters. Now, declaration or the creation rather of the pet class. We have declared a buffered reader with the variable name in, and then string name, pet name, type, breed, color, sex, which these are class fields, including the integer age, as you can see here on line 13. And then line 16, we have a default constructor. What is a default constructor? This doesn't have any parameters inside it. It also accepts any other functions or methods in the whole system. Moving forward, we have another constructor, which is a parameterized constructor of pet class, which accepts values of pet name and type fields. As you can see, inside the parameters constructor, we have the this.pet name equals pet name and the this.type equals type. This means that the assign ID parameter value in the pet name and type class fields to initialize the values, and use this keyword to identify that we are accessing the class fields individually. And then another parameters constructor of pet class, which now accepts pet name, type, and also the breed. Unlike the first constructor or the parameters constructor, it allows us to identify that we are accessing these three class fields individually.
Katharine Asuncion from 2ITA. Public void show details hold the functions and loop statements that will help in executing the output of the program. Each number holds specific values or functions that will be executed once the user input any number between 1 to 4. We use else-if statement to execute a specific function chosen by the user among other block of code or function. If the user input or choose number 1, the methods under 1 will be executed. If the user selects 2, 3, or 4, the functions under it will be executed.
Good day, sir. I am Mikko A. Gutierrez of 2ITA, and I am going to discuss this part of the code. So at line 218, this is the exit method, and what the exit method does is prints a text that says enter 0 to continue or enter 1 to exit. So it asks the user for out input. So this is the input integer that parse int in read line. So it is stored in the integer selection, which then is used in the if statement. So if the selection is equal to 0, it calls the record method of the main, which records the input of the user. And if else the selection is greater than 1, it exits the program and greets them thank you. So at line 231, it is the method line, which just prints a line. It uses a for loop, and its purpose is pure aesthetic in the console. So at line 237, it is the menu method. So at first, what it does is calls the line method for aesthetic purpose and prints a variety of desired menu for recording. And once again, it calls the line method and prints the enter selection, which asks the user for input. So this is the what is asking the user for input, integers that parse int that in the read line. So it is stored in the integer selection of the main class. That's all. Thank you.
I am Carleron Galang and I will present the first part of the main class of our group project. So first we have the creation of main class. Then we have import Java IO buffer reader that reads the character input stream text. Java IO exception base class for exception thrown while accessing information using streams. Java IO input stream reader that reads and decode bytes into character. Then declaring a static publicly shared integer. Then the driver or entry code. Then the record method. Declaration of buffered reader with an input stream reader. Declaring a default pet object named objpet. Then to print intro and menus, we have system out print line welcome to pet shop. Then the method for object pet.
Good day. My name is Jomar Flores. I'm going to explain the input and the selection of our program. User selection condition. Another condition, if user select option number 1, system will perform the following condition. If selection is equals to 1, condition before action to be performed. We put systemout.print for asking user input and string.pet name is equals to in that read line reads the string user input. And we put another systemout.print for menu asking for user input choice. String pet declaring a string class field that will hold the variable value. Int type integer that parse int reads the integer's user input. We put if else for conditioning before action to be performed. If type is less than 1, the program will be action, the condition will be action to be performed. And pet type is equals to dog, declaring a string value. If condition is not met, perform optional condition, else optional condition before action to be performed. And pet type cat, declaring a string value. Pet object declaring a parameterized pet object catching the user input. Object pet that show details printing the object value. Another condition, if user select option number 2, system will perform the following condition. Else if selection is equals to 2, condition performed, condition before action to be performed. Systemout.print asking for user's input. Same as the one we put in selection 1. And systemout.print for menu asking the user's input choice. String pet declaring the class field that will hold the variable value. And we put if else 2 if type is less than 1, condition before action to be performed. Pet type, dog, declaring the string value. Else, if condition is not met, perform option condition. Else, option condition before action to be performed. And last, for the breed, we put systemout.print asking for user's input. String breed equals to in that read line reads the string user's input. Pet object, new pet, we put pet name, pet type, breed, declaring a parameterized pet object catching the user input. And object pet 1 that show details printing the object value.
Good day, sir. My name is Azores from 2ITA. In line 97 to 152 is the else if condition to perform an action if the user selects option number 3. that will allow the user to input a string that the system will print as an output. In lines 99 to 111, the system will ask the user to input the name and type of the pet. The user will also input the type of breed and color of the pet, and the system will read the value of the string and print its output using the line code number 118. From the line code numbers 120 and 121, it shows the declaration of a parameterized pet object catching the user input and printing the object values. The next condition is when the user chooses option number 4, where the system will also ask the user to input the name, type, breed, and color, and the user also needs to enter the age of the pet. The method integer.parseInt is a method that converts the string input into an integer. The code in number 151 and 152 is the declaration of the parameterized pet object that catches the user's input in the discussed condition and prints the object values.
Good day, sir. I am Kerwin Caballes, and my student number is 2101068. I am going to discuss the condition number 5. If the user select the 5 option. If the user select the 5 option, the program will ask the user 5 information. What is the name? If it's a dog or a cat, what kind of breed? What is the eye color? How old is the age? And the sex of the pet. The inserted input will store to the variables. After that, the program will create an object and declare its required parameter. Then the program will call the showDetail methods to print the values. That's all, sir. Thank you.
My name is Kenneth Aquino, and my student number is 2100991. If the user select option number 6, the system will perform the following condition. The user will input the name of the pet, and the system will read the value of the input string in code liner number 210. From lines 212 to 221, the system will ask the user to choose the type of pet, whether it is a dog or a cat, and the system will declare the string value. After choosing the type of a pet, the system will also ask the user to input the breed, color, age, sex, and the owner's name of the pet. The input strings will automatically print using the line of codes from 224 to 237, while in lines 240 and 241, the code here is to declare the parameterized pet object catching all the user's input, and the system will finally print the output.